I like playing Dandy's World, if you couldn't tell. It's one of the Roblox games I play the most, but liking something a lot doesn't make it free of criticism. I think Blush Crunch has a genuine interest in listening to player feedback. The most obvious example being the ornament collection during the first Christmas event. They have proven a willingness to listen to fans for the health of the game, but for the record, this doesn't mean grab your torches and pitchforks if everything stays the same, or that the game will rot and fall if they don't listen to me. But I do genuinely believe something should be done about certain aspects of Dandy's World. Something that benefits everyone with as little friction as possible. Some people despise hearing about the meta, but their existence is impossible to deny. Metas happen in games for a reason, and it's super hard to ignore them, especially at high-level play. When a certain item or ability is universally useful, players are going to feel required to bring it. And when they decide to spice it up by playing without it, the variety is often overshadowed by the noticeable difference. A very good example of this can be found in Dandy's World's older PvP brother, Dead by Daylight. In the current version of Dead by Daylight, when a survivor is hooked, meaning they've already been hit twice and are now in a vulnerable position, another survivor can come and unhook them, and the killer can't instantly down and hook them again because of a base kit endurance effect. That base kit endurance effect wasn't always base kit. The killer used to be able to just walk up and hit you again. But hold on, if the unhooking survivor has a perk called Borrowed Time, which, get this, gives them the endurance effect upon being unhooked, now they actually have a chance of getting away, even if the killer instantly starts chasing them again. Obviously, such a convenient and necessary effect was very popular among survivors. So in any given match, it was a safe bet to just assume everybody had it. Because they probably did. Behavior saw this potent meta within their game, so they reworked unhooking to always give you the endurance effect, no matter what. And Borrow Time is now in support of this effect rather than a necessity. Now in all this talk of metas and always bringing a certain item, does anything sound familiar? Does anything come to mind when I mention how popular Borrowed Time used to be? Dog Plush. It's always Dog Plush. It literally doesn't matter what role you are. Extractor, Dog Plush. Support, Dog Plush. Shrimp, opposite of Dog Plush. Distractor, oh, they've gotta be running Dog Plush. Look at the loadouts of the people in your lobby, or read the recommended trinkets of literally every toon on the wiki. Dog Plush is everywhere. The 10% boost to your walking speed is way too good of an effect for you to run anything else, essentially locking your trinket loadout to one slot. Or in the case of some toons, 0, because they also need to run speedy shoes or ribbon spool. This necessity to buff your speed kills incentive to branch out and use other trinkets. Or in my case, Dog Plush is so required that any other trinkets you do want to use aren't Dog Plush, so you use it for maybe one run, and then it's back to Dog Plush. Oh, so this means we nerf Dog Plush, right? No. Fixing issues by making gameplay less fun should never be the solution. If a popular meta gets taken out back, then its root cause needs to be fulfilled, or the hole it leaves will at best just be replaced with something else, or at worst be seen as an unnecessary, unfun decision to the detriment of the player. Some of you may be hearing this and thinking, okay, if it's a 10% movement speed boost that everybody's missing, then just buff everyone's movement speed by 10%. But that's not the easy solution it seems to be. If everything's the same but toons are faster now, do they eventually nerf us in some other way, or buff certain twisteds to make up for the free speed? And what about Dog Plush? They can't keep it as an additional 10% walking speed, so do they make it running speed instead? My solution, I admit, would take some time to implement for the developers, and some time getting used to for the players, but I genuinely believe it to be the best way to incentivize trinket variety without forcing trinket variety. So, most trinkets already have a special effect to serve some kind of purpose, but what I'm proposing is they also have a movement speed effect that never goes away. That seems complicated, but it's less of a problem than it sounds. Bringing Pop Pack? On top of giving you a can of pop every floor, it's also giving you a 10% boost to your running speed because you're probably drinking one to avoid getting hit. Thermos, while giving you 15% stamina regen, also gives you a 10% walking speed buff to help you regen that stamina. Cardboard Armor blocks one ranged attack per floor, but its 10% running speed buff could help you clutch a dodge, saving that block for later. Brick's movement speed change is the 10% nerf it already has. Its trinket effect is nothing. It's a brick. I think it'd be cool for Alarm to be the warning just before panic mode. When there's only one machine remaining, the twisteds are revealed to you like V's ability, and the 10% running speed buff it gives you helps extractors and distractors alike avoid them when it matters most. Dog Plush, the problem child, much like its associated twisted, Now it gives you Toodles' effect of randomly buffing one of your stats for only that floor. But what never goes away is the reason we all love it so much. Its movement speed change is a 10% buff to walking speed. I'm not going to go through every trinket, but hopefully that's enough of an example to show you what I mean. Thank you for watching. I know this was a different type of video, but much like what I'm suggesting, I want me yapping about my favorite games to be a supplement, not a replacement. And Blush Crunch, much love to you for our shared interest in cute little cartoon characters. I would take a bullet for Gigi. Oh, and while you're here, could completing a machine give everyone on the floor the event currency? I know I'm pushing my luck, but us distractors would really appreciate it. Okay, thanks, bye.